Hillary Clinton looked relaxed. She was wearing all white. She was smiling. But when it came to the questions from Andrea Mitchell about her email server, she took a softer tone, but she still wouldn't really give an inch. She's not sorry. She won't apologize. She's sorry that it's gotten so complicated, which a lot of people took as, well, I'm sorry it's a little too complex for you to understand. This was the perfect opportunity for the former First Lady to try to, if not put the questions about her private server to rest, at least turn the corner, turn the page. Andrea Mitchell, she's known her for more than 20 years. Andrea has covered her on her visit to Beijing. She covered her as Secretary of State. But we got to say, for a lot of people who are expecting a softball interview on MSNBC, Andrea Mitchell asked a lot of tough questions. I wish she had asked about the former State Department aide who was pleading the fifth rather than testify before Congress about the email server. But you just look at the questions you run down. Are you sorry? Do you want to apologize? Does it concern you that people don't trust you? And in polls, they say use the word liar or crooked. Why did you wipe the server clean? Why have a personal system at all? Did anybody around you say that this was a bad idea? And you could just see that after the first couple of sentences in response to each question, Hillary would sort of retreat to the narrow, legalistic language of, yes, it wasn't the best choice, but I didn't do anything wrong. Yes, I didn't think about it that much, but I followed all the rules. And I just don't think this helped her that much. And one of the reasons there's so much attention to this interview and there was so much tension surrounding it is that Hillary Clinton, despite what she said a couple months ago, has basically stopped doing national television interviews. If you leave aside Univision, the last one she did was 2 months ago with CNN's Breonna Keeler before now sitting down with Andrea Mitchell because she felt and her campaign felt that the email questions were getting out of control. And I think this goes to something at the heart of Hillary Clinton's candidacy. In fact, she talked in taking some shots at Donald Trump and the way he insults and attacks people. Hillary talked a little bit about how you have to choose your words carefully when you're a president. Of course, she's not president yet. And I would say, sure, you also have to choose your words carefully when you're a presidential candidate. But if you choose your words so carefully that people see you as defensive, that people see you as guarded, as cautious, as legalistic, as not connecting with them, that's a problem. And it was fascinating that Andrea Mitchell chose to wrap up the interview after she'd gone on to other topics by recalling that moment in the New Hampshire coffee house in 2008 when Hillary Clinton had been beaten by Barack Obama in Iowa. Her back was against the wall, and she kind of choked up and talked about how hard she wanted to fight for people. And she got an incredibly favorable response and won the primary because she seemed to let down her guard. Are you afraid this is happening again in this campaign? And of course, Hillary wouldn't acknowledge that she had any such concern at all. I think this is the product of a woman who for 25 years has been wary of the press, has been wary of investigators, political enemies, the vast right-wing conspiracy. And so she has honed her political persona into one that is very comfortable talking about policy, not very comfortable talking about personal things unless it's kind of scripted, and sounds more like a lawyer than somebody who can relate to average people. Now, away from the cameras, she's actually a very warm person and she does very well in one-on-ones and all of that. But we saw this all distilled in this one interview that she couldn't just bring herself to say, you know what, Andrea, I screwed up and I'm really sorry about that, and then sort of pivot to how she would make things better or whatever. She was not able to do that. It's not in her DNA. She is not that type of candidate. She's not a Joe Biden who wears her heart on her sleeve. People are either going to accept her or not accept her, but this is the way Hillary Clinton is, and that was clearly on display in the MSNBC interview.